Welcome to Cinema Bites, your go-to for movie recaps in a flash. Big twists, epic moments, all in just minutes. The movie starts with the daughter of the owner of this company, who is the heroine of today's story. Her name is Lilith, and her job is to sit online and mock people to give them psychological issues. Of course, all of this is under the supervision of her father, who is the one urging her to do these things. The important thing is that she's been living her whole life without leaving her room, sitting in front of her laptop 24/7, defying humans. Until one day she decided she wanted to go out into the streets and do her job seriously, make people fight and set them ablaze according to her whims. She got tired of online evil and wanted to practice real evil. So she asked her evil father to let her go for a trial period on Earth to live among humans. During this period, her father would decide whether she could live among them for the rest of her life or not. One day, while she was sitting, she locked up the teacher who was giving her lessons, just to make him shut up because he was annoying her. Her father fired the teacher and then sat down to listen to her endless chatter about wanting to go to Earth. The man eventually agreed, but set conditions for her. She had to prevent herself from feeling any good emotions among people, and she couldn't touch anyone or allow anyone to touch her. Lilith agreed. The next day, her father took her to a house to live among a family and mess up their lives. He gave her a small ball, which acted like a sensor. If she started feeling any emotions for any human around her, the sensor would detect it. If it lit up red, it meant she was in danger. She took the ball and arrived at the house where she would live. She went down to meet the family she would live among. The first person she met was a girl named Greta. At that moment, Lilith became internally anxious and thought to herself, "How can I ruin this girl's life?" She then met the rest of Greta's family, her siblings, father, and mother, who turned out to be even kinder than Greta. When Greta's mother saw Lilith, she ran to hug her. After that, they took her to have breakfast and celebrated her arrival together. After eating, everyone went about their business. Lilith began observing the family and started planning how to ruin their lives. While eating, she was surprised at how happy they were and how much they loved each other, something she had never felt in the place where she had lived her whole life. Lilith pretended to help Greta clear the table. Suddenly, she took a plate and threw it on the ground, breaking it into many pieces. She did this intentionally while standing next to Greta, so Greta would think she had broken the plate and get yelled at. However, something strange happened. Greta admitted that she had accidentally dropped the plate, even though Lilith was the one who broke it. Even stranger, Greta's mother said, "It's okay, it's not a problem." Lilith stood there, thinking, "It seems I won't be able to do my job." Lilith and Greta went to Greta's room and talked for a while. Lilith tried to plant doubts in Greta's mind, but Greta didn't fall for it. Lilith then started searching through Greta's belongings to find something to upset her. Eventually, she found pictures hidden in Greta's closet of a boy Greta secretly admired. The next day, Lilith went to school with Greta. Greta brought 2 bicycles so they could ride to school, but Lilith refused, saying, "I'm not going to school with that silly thing, let's find a bus instead." Greta, being kind and naive, left the bike and followed Lilith to the bus. On the bus, Lilith noticed that the girls were mocking Greta and treating her poorly. Then, the school principal's son, who was the biggest bully because of his father's position, got on the bus and started harassing everyone. When he saw Lilith and Greta, he went to bother them too. For the first time, Lilith used her evil powers for something good. When he started annoying Greta, she burned him slightly with her fiery powers. Since she was a devil, made of fire, she scorched his face a bit, causing his hair to burn. He ran away in fear and sat quietly on the bus. When they arrived at school, they saw a boy named Samuel standing on the school roof, threatening the principal that he would jump. After a while, he got bored of his stunt, got up, and left. As soon as Layla saw him, she was amazed, because she finally saw someone who jokes with people like her, so she would admire him. After that, they went to the class because they had an exam. As soon as the exam started, Layla took out her phone and cheated on all the answers. Greta looked at her paper and discovered that she had answered wrong. She took the paper, she ate it, so that the teacher would not know that Layla was a cheater and protect her. As soon as they got out of the exam, she said to her, "Don't help me again." They went down to the schoolyard. She noticed that even the girls at school didn't leave Jelita alone and were still making fun of her and her clothes. She was surprised by Greta's reaction and said to her, "Aren't you bothered by what they say?" Batal replied and said to her, "No, I'm not bothered." While they were standing, Layla glanced from afar at the guy who was in the pictures that Greta had hidden in her closet and said to her, "Isn't this the guy you love?" Greta gets nervous, her face turning pale. Then Carlos sees him standing there and a girl came to argue with him. Later, we find out he had promised her he would propose to her, but then betrayed her. Greta tells Lila that even though she loves Carlo, her pride won't let her admit it. Moreover, he never thought of talking to her, and she has always loved him from afar. Lila makes a deal with Carlo, telling him, "You will go talk to Greta and make her feel like you like her. After 3 days, leave her. She gives him money to carry out her plan, and he agrees because he has no principles. This entire plan is to break Greta's heart, to accomplish the plan she came to Earth to do, and to pass the test her father set for her. After finishing her conversation with Carlo, Samuel sees them sitting and observing. When he leaves the school and starts walking, Lila runs after him to see where he's going. She finds the headmaster's son, who she had scolded earlier that morning, coming with 2 others, acting tough and thinking he can beat Samuel. As soon as he approaches, Lila grabs the 2 with him and hits them. Seeing this, he runs away, and the other 2 follow. Afterward, she and Samuel go to eat breakfast and chat. Samuel tells her he's waiting for the vacation so he can leave the school and get away from it, and everyone in it. Later, he takes her to the church so they can sit on the roof. Once they get there, he tries to touch her. Naturally, she has a sensitivity to human contact, so she breaks down and runs home, telling Greta what happened. She also shares what happened with Carlo and how he finally talked to her. After their conversation, she checks the ball she has to see if its color has changed. She is shocked to find it starting to turn red, which means the sensor detected emotions in her. This would make her father furious. Suddenly, he calls her to check on her and see what she has done. She lies to him, saying everything is okay. Later, she sits with Greta and her family, revealing that Greta plans to meet Carlo the next morning. As usual, her family doesn't get upset, but Greta gets upset and runs to the garden. Lila follows her, telling her not to be so sensitive since they don't really care about her. She takes Greta to prepare for the date, dressing her in a revealing dress and applying makeup, which is completely out of character for Greta. Lila does this knowing Greta's mother wouldn't allow her to leave the house dressed like that. This would cause them to argue. The next day, Greta gets ready to meet Carlo, and as Lila planned, they argue. Her mother tells her she can't leave dressed like that. When Lila intervenes, her mother says, "You're not leaving dressed like that either." They both end up wearing Greta's old clothes, and all the mothers at school mock them. When they arrive, everyone continues to mock them. Suddenly, the headmaster's son sets Lila's hair on fire from behind. But since Lila is made of fire, it doesn't affect her. She punches in his face and he runs away. Everyone is shocked that her hair didn't catch fire. Even Greta, who spends the whole day staring at her hair in disbelief. Later, Greta feels down because the girls at school mocked her old dresses. Lila decides to make a plan. She tells the girls that Greta's dresses are so fashionable that celebrities visit Greta's mother to buy them for a lot of money. She even fabricates pictures of celebrities wearing dresses like Greta's and shows them to the girls, who believe her. Meanwhile, the headmaster calls Lila to punish her for what she did to his son. But he can't do anything because his son is a troublemaker who starts fights every time, and no one likes him at school. Even the music teacher, who was supposed to punish Lila, ends up giving her a treat. While they are talking, the fire alarm goes off. Lila discovers it was Samuel who triggered it just to meet her. Later, the girls ask Greta to sell them new dresses her mother makes. Lila meets Samuel to show her the sea, as he had promised, because she has never seen it before. Meanwhile, Carlo is rehearsing with the girls for the performance at the party. Greta watches the rehearsal, and Carlo suddenly decides to test her voice. She sings with the 2 girls on stage, and he is surprised to find her voice better than theirs. He decides she will join them in the performance. When the 2 girls turn against the idea, not wanting her to join, he leaves to avoid the drama. Meanwhile, Lila is sitting with Samuel by the sea. Suddenly, she checks her phone and sees her father has called her many times. She rushes to figure out what to do about the disaster she's in. She feels emotions for Samuel and has started to love him. This is forbidden for her, because if her father finds out someone loves her, he will kill them. She goes home and tells Greta everything. When she sees Greta upset and crying, she comforts her. This is her second disaster. She is treating Greta kindly and has started to love her as well. She takes the ball to see its color and finds it glowing red intensely. She becomes more anxious and scared of her father. She tells Greta she needs to return to her father because she can't live here and feels she has to go back home. She tells Greta her entire story, saying, "I came here to be evil," and told her the whole story. Greta told her, "You are not evil, you are beautiful." She also said to her that she will help her and that she wouldn't let your father harm her. The next day, they went to school. Greta brought with her the dresses the girls had asked her for. When she saw that they were satisfied with them, she felt happy and realized that she was no longer hated among the girls. She couldn't believe it herself. Afterwards, she went to meet Carlo. Lilith saw them together. She told him that they had an agreement, that he would leave Greta after 3 days, but until now, he hadn't left her. The reason Lilith did this was because she felt guilty upon seeing Greta become attached to Carlo. She was worried that he might leave her after some time and break her spirit. So, she decided to spare her from this pain now and keep Carlo away from her so that she wouldn't be the cause of her friend getting hurt. Carlo went and told Greta the whole story. Greta misunderstood the situation and thought that Lilith wanted to harm her. So, she fought with her. Afterward, Lilith left and went to Samuel, venting her anger on him. She told him she didn't want to know him anymore. Then she returned to leave, and as soon as she boarded the bus, she went to Greta, crying and telling her what happened, assuring her that she didn't mean to upset her. Greta, being kind as usual, forgave her, and the two reconciled. After that, they went to school to prepare for the party organized to welcome the parents. The surprise was that the person coming to attend the party was Lilith's father. Of course, he came to see what his daughter had achieved in the mission she was sent to accomplish. He sat beside her to attend the party, and a surprise occurred during the event. All the segments of the party went wrong. The school principal displayed strange images on the screen, embarrassing himself in front of the entire school. Then, the musical performance his son was part of failed, and the final segment was the show the girls had been preparing for a while. The show turned out to be inappropriate for a school setting. The party was ruined, and the principal caused chaos because of what had happened, leaving the entire school in a state of disorder. Lilith's father left the venue, and she followed him. He told her he was proud of her. He then asked her to show him the sphere containing the sensor to confirm that her emotions were still cold. She handed him the sphere, but the surprise was that the sphere remained its usual black color. He allowed her to live among them permanently and left to return to his company. At that moment, Greta came running to her to check on what had happened with her father. Lilith told her what had happened and asked her who caused all the chaos at the party. Greta told her that she was the one who did it, with the help of Carlo. She did all of this so that Lilith would live with her and never leave her again. The story ends with Lilith becoming one of the humans and no longer continuing her life as a demon. She then went to look for Samuel to catch him before he traveled so they could live together forever. If you enjoyed the video, don't forget to subscribe to the channel and hit the notification bell to get more new videos.